So why am I all the way up on top of the hardtop of a Prestige F4.9? Well, today we are going to try to clear the Chicago River bridges and make sure that this vessel has the ability to clear it. Now, if you do any boating on the Chicago River, if you do any boating in the Great Loop, areas of the Great Loop, you know that bridge clearances, height of your vessel, air draft of your vessel is a big deal, and you need to know it, because if you try to clear a bridge and it doesn't, and you're going to lop something like this off the top of your boat, it's an expensive mistake. So we're going to test today. We're going to measure exactly the height of this vessel. We're going to strip off this stuff off the top of the boat because I think it's going to be too tall to clear the bridges. And follow along. Let's see if we can do this single-handed, and let's see if we can clear the bridges and go down the Chicago River and enjoy a little bit of sights and sounds of the Chicago River. Here you go. All right, so first things first, in order to clear bridges, obviously your vessel needs to be lower than the said bridge. And in certain areas, many areas down in Florida, whatnot, all these bridges are properly marked because there's water fluctuating, right? Well, in Illinois, in the Chicagoland area, the bridges aren't really well marked at all, but we have very specific charts that we've gotten from the Coast Guard, from the Army Corps of Engineers, so we know the bridge clearances. I've got a spreadsheet that we use, but we need to verify that these vessels can clear. Now, this vessel has a hard top, which not always do. We usually have a soft top convertible biminis, but this vessel has a hard top, plus it's got the other stuff on top up there that's even more things to get in the way and to add, of course, extra height. So what we want to do is get an exact measurement of this hard top, and obviously you can look on manufacturers' websites, but honestly, I don't always trust that, partially because manufacturers, many of these, this is a French manufacturer, they're measuring their vessels in saltwater, which is more buoyant. So I like to just get my own personal data. So what I'm going to do is I use a plumb bob, plumber's tool, plumb line or whatever, and I've got it exactly, obviously measured out. And what I've done is on here, I've now put measurements so you can see the exact distances. So I will go up to the hard top. I will extend, usually like a boat hook or something, drop the line all the way down to the water line and verify exactly how tall this vessel is. And again, knowing to a flushed hardtop, once I remove all the other stuff, how much is this going to clear? Now, in order to do the Chicago River, just the Chicago River proper, down right by all the buildings up here, in order to do that, the lowest bridge clearance that you need to be able to clear is 18 foot 7 inches, unless there's a storm and crazy things. But these are also regulated by locks, so there's not going to change all that much. So 18 foot 7 inches is what I have to be able to clear. So we're going to test it. Let's go measure. And then once we start measuring, once I know where we're at, if I think we're going to be able to clear, then we'll start removing stuff from the hardtop. And that could get interesting. Hopefully I don't drop too many things in the water. We'll see where it goes. Here we go. All right, so I can work and talk and film and everything else at the same time. I'm going to put you on my hat. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to ravel this all up, and now I have my measurements already kind of pre-done here, so it's going to help me. Now I don't want this piece of metal banging around on people's boats, so that's why I like to keep it raveled up first. And I found a handy-dandy little extendable thing here, so let's go measure. So. Now the nice part is this vessel actually has some handholds here, so I'm going to put my foot, if you can see that. Here we go. Okay, now that I'm up here, looking down the side, gosh, I hope I don't drop this camera in the water. And what I'll do, kind of make like a little loop around here. Okay, so now I can extend it out past the boat. Things are a lot easier when I'm not filming and trying not to drop stuff in the water. Okay, so let's slowly lower this down. So you're going down there? Come on. Okay, so where are we at? It's not touching the water yet. Pretty close. Get it out here. Okay, you can see it's just touching the water, if you can see that or not. It's just inside the water and it's just under the 18 foot. So we're gonna be tight here. It's good enough to start. Okay, so obviously to the top of this hard top, take this off for a minute so I can show you a little better. So to the flat part of this hardtop, if I measured straight out and down, it's about 18 foot or so. Obviously now you're gonna add multiple feet for all these things. So we're gonna have to 100% remove this panel here. Sorry if the shadows are bad. We're gonna remove this panel. So we're gonna go underneath this hardtop and remove the paneling that goes up above it, because there's gonna be like 4 bolts or so here, and then some wires, of course, that are running through these lines. Let's go get that started and give it a try. Here we go. Now we come here, and sometimes there's a plastic panel here, but in this case, there's like a nice kind of leather wrapped panel with some screws here. So we're gonna remove these screws, pull this down, see what's below this, or sorry, I should say above this. There should be, again, a couple bolts right here. I haven't done this before, so I'm just gonna wing this. I'm gonna put you on a time lapse that I got here, and maybe bleep out some of the expletives that might come out while I'm in the middle of a project, bumping my knuckles and stuff. And here we go, let's see how it goes. Okay, so we removed that panel, and since it's already getting kind of dirty, but since this is kind of like a leather wrapped or vinyl wrapped, I put it face up so it's not going to get dirty or scratched. Now, obviously, the reason that it's there is so it can hide a lot of these wires, and wires are, you know, for your lighting here. You've got wires going down then all the way down into the helm or other switches, other areas. So, but as I mentioned, 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3 in there, and 4 over here. So we're going to get to these 4 bolts, and then we're going to probably have to disconnect some wires, unhook some things, unplug some things. But let's chip away. Let's see what happens. Love this tool set here. Try not to lose the things with it. Save it, don't let them roll off into the water somewhere. And it's on a very low setting, which is why it's pretty weak. Now, I should, let's see, this one didn't have a nut on it, so I could probably go lift it up. Let's go look. I don't want that thing, big tall guy, I don't want that flipping over. Yeah, you can already see it's a little loose. So let's go. What am I missing here? Just the cords are tight, so you can see I don't have a lot of room to pull these. They go up into here and to here, so it might be easier to just remove all these cords than have to snap anything or slice anything. All right, so now I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to remove all these cords so they can get pulled through later. Okay, so now I pulled all these wires from these bunches that they sit here and packed in just to keep it condensed, but I tugged a little extra out of all of them, so now I have a little more room to play with upstairs. So let's try this again. So now I can, there we go, look at that. That's better. So now I can lay this thing down. All those wires come from down there, all bundled up in these areas, and they come up here. They come into the pipe here, and then a couple of them come out into the radar, which I can pull through. They get plugged in right here, so I can take those, unscrew these. But I bet you it's going to get too tight here. Let's see. Yep, so I'm not going to be able to pull. Now we have to remove a couple bolts, or at least loosen that. So I had to take, now I have to take this guy off. So now I should be, there's one. This other one's a thin guy. Two. Leave those there for now. Now I need to go all the way up to here for these last two. So now I need to remove this one. This is the dynamic positioning system. So this is where if you hit the button, this is the additional GPS that'll keep you spot locked and sitting into one position. DPS, dynamic positioning system. Okay, so not gonna be able to pull this one through and this other black one. So these two we're gonna cut from underneath the hardtop. So now I got stuff everywhere, but I can start to put it all back together. Disregard, here we go. So these three, I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing, you can see me here now. So these have, there we go. So now it's that easy. There we go. So we pull those three, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're gonna have to cut that wire. I don't want to do that. I hate to do that, but I think I have to. So cut this one. It's gonna unjumble everything, but now this cord is pulled through. And then same thing for this one. Let's find out where this one goes. I am following the same one, right? And that goes down there, and I'm not, there's nothing that I can find with that one, so I think I'm gonna have to cut this one. So, like they say, give them plenty of room, so if they gotta splice it together later, they can do it down here and not up in there, so. Okay, now should be all good here to now take this bad boy down. Trying not to hit stuff, break stuff. Get stuff dirty, hit my head. It's okay. Come on, dude. There we go. Okay, I'm not sure how good you can see this, but I wanted to show from afar. Now, I've got this boat hook extended out. I was trying to show you earlier, it was a little sloppy. Extended out, and then the plumb line goes straight down into the water. And now I'll get closer and show you everything, but this is kind of lets you see how now I can see it's going straight out and straight down. It is a little bit maybe on an angle here going straight down, so you know, give or take a couple inches, an inch or two, if I flatten it out, and we'll go up top and I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. So up above me, there's the line, and all the way down, now you'll see, just to be extra safe, there's the plumb in the water. I've got maybe 4 inches, 3 inches or so of the plumb in the water, which is fine because I'll show you up top when I get up there the why I do that. Let's go up top again, one-handed, let's see. Okay, again, now you can see this boat hook. See how the back is sticking up, so it is on a little bit of an angle down. But obviously we flushed the hardtop for the most part. I could remove these things, but the goal here is to be under 18.7, which is the lowest bridge on the Chicago River. And as you can, again, whether or not you can see it, I don't know, but I've got those little black tabs. There's one for 16 foot and there's one for 18 foot. So there's another bridge at 16.7 or 17-ish foot that I like to have a 16-foot one and an 18-foot one. So now I've got an 18-foot measurement. I know I'm touching the water, so I'm technically less than 18 foot. If I flatten this out and push this down, you know, another 2 or 3 inches, now it's sticking straight up. And then maybe I have another, obviously this is just the cord here, shove this down, but maybe this is another 3 or 4 inches. So let's say maximum right now, I'm at 18.3 or so, which should give me 4 to 6 inches of play. It's a little stressful. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring up the GoPro 360 mount or something. I'm gonna put it up on the hardtop. I'm gonna take this boat out of the slip, head to the Chicago locks, go down the river and test it and see if I measured right, if I'm totally off and we rip something off, or if we can clear it just enough, and we'll go from there. Here we go. All right, now it's time to test it. We've got the clear hardtop. Now it's time to take a boat ride, and we'll throw fenders. Whoa. We're gonna throw fenders and let's get moving. Let's see how this goes. Here we go. Okay. We're gonna use this cockpit docking station. It's already ready, bow thrusters on. Go to the bow, get the bow line here. Nice and easy. Keep them ready, accessible, out of the water when we get back. One last one. There we go. Make sure I can see across and I see no boats coming out, little dinghies or anything. Clear over there, so now inching out from here. I'm just watching down the line. Once I get out, I'll twist and I'll go up to the fly bridge. Make sure I'm clearing that pole over there. Just about clear. Boat coming out that way, so I'm going to wait for him. Stay in my channel. Clear that pole. Station. Okay, here we go. Let's go test the river. Okay, we are sitting here next to the Chicago lock. We are waiting for the lock to release some passengers so we can go into the river and test this bridge clearance out. Again, I think, based off my measurements, I think we should be close to 18.3, 18.2, something like that foot height. And the bridge that we need to go in, which is the second bridge on our way down river, is 18.7. So that should be, we should have no problem clearing that. Now again, I mentioned bridges in Chicago bridges on the Great Loop. There's a lot of very specific bridges that you need to be able to clear. So in our area, you kind of have to be kind of spot on, pretty spot on, to know your bridge height, your air draft, which is height of your vessel out of the water, the tallest point out of the water, and the specific bridges that you're going to be crossing. Obviously, there's your navionics, your marine, GPS stuff should also say that on your charts. But I have a spreadsheet that I put together from just information I pulled offline. That's pretty easy, quick, accessible. It's in an Excel spreadsheet I keep on my phone just in case I'm forgetting. Obviously, in my neck of the woods, there's 4 bridges or so that are like exact immovable bridges that I need to know whether I take one route or the other route up or down the river. So anyways, if anyone's interested in that form, I could send that to you. It's pretty easy, but again, you can pull it offline, but easy, accessible spreadsheet, Excel. Anyways, here we go. Let's try it out. I'm pretty sure we'll be making it. I've got a camera up on the top, a GoPro 360 camera, which could get some cool footage. Hopefully, we'll see. It never ends up. My visions in my mind don't always plan out on film, but let's see how that goes. If you're going to have a tight gap to clear, you don't want to be going fast straight up till you hit the bridge, or even fairly decent idle speed, couple 6, 7, 8 miles an hour. Because then if you throw it in neutral, the wave behind you is going to then carry forward and then make your vessel, as you can see, move a little bit. And if you're working with inches, a couple inches of a wave might make or break the difference. So anyways, we're about to go through the locks here. Let's see how this goes. And I think we'll be okay, but hey, worth a shot. Let's go. All right, we are exiting the Chicago Harbor Lock and making our way to the bridges. Bridge 1, Lakeshore Drive Bridge, is 20-some foot, not that big a deal, but the second bridge that we will approach is the 18.7 bridge. Let's go see what happens. So I'm obviously trying not to bring much of a wave right now. There's a lot of tour boats up there. Hopefully they're not bringing too many waves either when I get close to that third bridge up there. All right, it's good timing. There's not a lot of other traffic up there, not a lot of other boats, not many other behind me. Those guys are way far away, so we're good here. A couple kayakers up there. I'm starting to slow down now because I don't want, again, to be bringing a big wave behind me towards the bridge. It's always deceiving. From looking at it like this, we look like we're already too tall, but once you get closer up there, the perspective changes and it gets a little more equal. Now I'm going to go to neutral and just kind of drift. I'm going to put it in docking mode, so if I need to quickly move backwards or some other direction, I've got the ability to easily. I'm just drifting slow because I don't want to make a lot of waves, like I said. Little taps. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay as we look. Again, it always looks a little deceiving as we're getting closer, but we're just drifting nice and slow. Oh, this guy, of course.
You got
I know, I see him. How are we looking?
We're good. Looks good.
Oh, yeah. And if worst case, if I lose the GoPro, we'll be all right. Oh, yep. Baby.
3 inches, yep.
I like it, but now this guy's wave might make me concerned. So this is where, if we're tight, I don't want to be slowing down and bobbing. The more I bob up and down, the more chance I have to hit something. So that's where we have the cool, calm, collected, but inside you're a little nervous because like worst case, again, we would have touched my GoPro and lost my GoPro or a little piece of metal. It's not a huge radar or anything else, but again, just gotta test it. You never know.
GoPro probably still had like.
It's a little bright there. All right, so we did test it. We did clear all the bridges, and actually one that I wasn't sure that we even would clear, but thankfully we were able to make it work. Hang on, we're on the locks here. I'm gonna adjust the boat a little bit. All right, so that actually did work. Clearing the hardtop off and giving us the extra little, a couple extra feet that we needed. We had maybe 5 inches to spare or so, so I think I was pretty darn close at that 18.2-ish number that we were thinking. So with clearing the hardtop, it's pretty bright up there, but clearing the hardtop, leaving that stuff off, we're gonna move the mounting of the radar and the nav lights and everything else. It's going to go to the back, kind of where this flag is. So we're going to have a nice new stainless steel setup back here. So anyways, again, I'd like to talk about the different styles of boating that we do out here. Bridge clearances are an issue. Great loop bridge clearances are definitely an issue. Knowing what you've got, knowing your exact air draft in different conditions, and how to prepare for that. If I hopefully got some value out of this, let me know if you got any more questions. If you want that form, that Excel spreadsheet that I've got of all the bridges in the Chicagoland area, anything else I can help you with, don't forget to shoot me a message in the comments if I can help you with anything else. And look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for sticking around. Glad we cleared it. See you soon. Bye.